guys, happy Monday. I hope you're all having a lovely start to the week. So today I'm going to be showing you my fitness and diet routine, should we call it? Basically what I eat in a day and what I do at the gym on a glutes and hamstrings day. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm just trying to prioritize my fitness a little bit more this year. I do have some experience, I guess, previously having a PT and having been to the gym for quite a while now. But basically I'm weight training at the minute and trying to get a good level of protein in, and this is pretty much what I do. I will potentially talk about calories in this video. I do use MyFitnessPal to track my protein intake, so if topics like that are triggering to you, then I'd recommend probably switching this video off now. Starting with breakfast, I had a protein bagel with some scrambled eggs and smoked salmon. Quite just a simple, easy breakfast, but it's got a really good amount of protein in and fills me up quite nicely as well. It gives me lots of energy before going to the gym. And then not long after that, I headed to the gym and I started with a quick warm up. I actually went with Dan today, so don't mind him just squatting in the corner. But I did a warm up on the Stairmaster for a couple of minutes, and then I did a bit of stretching and just a bit of like body weight squats and lunges. I like to warm up and do some kind of glute activation exercises when I'm doing a legs and glutes day. I feel like it's good to get your body warmed up. This was me attempting to set up hip thrusts on my own, which just went dreadfully wrong. Like Dan just couldn't watch anymore. He just had to step in. So I do actually kind of show like a little hack that I completely forgot about, but I remembered at the end. If you do ever have to set these up on your own, because I know they're a nightmare and kind of intimidating if you're new to the gym as well, but these are such a good exercise for glute growth. I always include hip thrust. I'm going to put like the full kind of workout on the screen here of everything that I'm doing today in case you want to, I don't know, replicate it yourself or take bits from it. But hip thrusts, 10 out of 10 recommend. They're like the one thing that really do hit my glutes. This is what I'm talking about, where you just slide it on and it just slides straight off. It's so much easier. I did 4 sets of 10 on hip thrust with a 10-second hold on the last rep of each set. And then moving on to something a little bit more hamstring focused, I did RDLs next, which these again are like one of the only things where I really do feel them in my hamstrings. My biggest piece of advice on these is you want a slight bend in the knee, you want to keep your back nice and straight, shoulders back, keep the bar as close to your legs as possible. Don't go too far down. You just kind of want to feel it in the backs of your legs, like in your hamstrings. And if it does hurt your back or you feel any pain in your back, then you probably want to drop the weight a little bit. So I did 3 sets of 10 on these, and then I moved on to leg curl, which I love going on the leg curl machine. I don't know why. I just think because I'm laid down, it still obviously is hard because I set the weight at kind of like the max that I can do, but I just love being laid down, and it's a machine, so it's so much easier to set up rather than having to like put weights on a bar and faff around with that. So again, a little bit more of like a hamstring focused exercise. I'm pretty sure Dan came over at this point and told me to slow my reps down, which is good advice, to be fair. You always want to keep your reps nice and slow and controlled. That's one thing that I'm really trying to focus on. So I did 3 sets of 10 of these again. Also, going back to the RDLs and hip thrusts, if you want something a little bit less intimidating to set up, you can also do those on a Smith machine, which is what this is right here. So I'm doing Bulgarian split squats as my next set. I was actually supposed to superset this with pull squats with like a dumbbell, but my brain was actual jelly today, so I forgot to do that. I've never actually done Bulgarian split squats on a Smith machine. I usually do them with dumbbells, but I saw a couple of people on TikTok doing them this way instead, and let me tell you, these burn, and they also really get me out of breath as well. So again, definitely recommend putting them in any sort of glute day. If you lean forward, you tend to feel them a little bit more in your glutes as well. So I did 3 sets of 10 on those, and as I said, it was supposed to be a superset, so I shall be doing that today. As a finisher, oh my gosh, I love doing these right at the end. This is the GHD machine. I don't actually know what these are called technically, but oh my god, these are such a good kind of like burnout thing to do because you can just do as many reps as you possibly can. I think I'm holding a 10 kilogram plate here, and the trick with these is to tuck your chin in and kind of like keep your back arched. I look a little bit like a prawn, like that's the best way that I remember it. But you just kind of use your butt to squeeze and like pull you up. And yeah, I basically just go to town on those until my arse is literally on fire. And that was the workout. So I came home, had a protein shake. I wasn't actually super hungry. I don't know what happens. I go one of two ways after a workout. I'm either starving or I drank that much in the gym, because I take a massive bottle of water to the gym that it kind of just fills me up for like a few hours. So I had a protein shake. I had some clear whey from My Protein. Oh my gosh, my favorite thing in the world. It's quite like, it tastes like flavored water, so it's quite easy to drink. But it's got like 18 grams of protein in a serving, so again, it really helps to get like protein in straight after a workout. And then I just had a tuna pitta as well, which I think some people are going to find really gross because I know tuna is a bit of a love-hate thing, but again, good protein intake. It's a pretty quick and easy like lunch for me to whip up as well. So I just had it in a pitta. As I said, it wasn't super hungry, so it kind of just like filled me up until dinner. And then I'm not gonna lie, I did actually order a Nando's on this day for dinner, but I was like, I'm not gonna put that in this video. I'm gonna make a different meal instead, because I did want to cook something veggie, just in case any vegetarians are watching this and you want an option. You could actually very easily make this vegan as well. So I'm doing a lasagna. I actually had this the night after, and it's one of my favorite things to eat. It's quite easy to do, in my opinion, as well, and surprisingly not super high in calories. Like, it's still a pretty healthy meal, I feel like. So I just start by dicing up my veg, which is half an onion, some carrot and some celery. We then go in with some tomato puree and basically just mix that in with the veg and cook that down a little bit. And then for the meat, I'm using meatless farm mince. This has such a good amount of protein in, and I personally like, I've never been a massive fan of mince, even when, well, I say even when I did eat meat. I do eat bits of chicken and stuff now, and obviously fish, but I never have red meat. And this to me just tastes so much better. So I had this as like the meat alternative. Added some red wine. I love putting red wine in any sort of like bolognese, just to add some flavor. And then cook that down as well, just so that the alcohol had cooked off. Added chopped tomatoes, so I had 2 tins of this. And then I also added some water in as well, just from the cans, just to basically get any of the rest of the tomatoes, like the chopped tomatoes, in as well. Then added some bay leaves, obviously added salt and pepper along the way as well, and kind of just let that simmer, cook down, that kind of thing. And then we did a white sauce for it as well, which I actually am not entirely sure how Dan does this. It's a pretty simple thing to make a white sauce. I think it's just flour, butter and milk, and then we add cheese in at the end. This is like his job of the lasagna. So he just finds a recipe for one online. I'm pretty sure when you Google a white sauce recipe, it's the first one that comes up on BBC. But we made our white sauce. I did actually calculate all of the kind of like macros. Well, not all of the macros, just the calories and the protein in this as well, so I popped that below. And then we made up the lasagna. The trick to this is to keep the layers nice and thin, and you definitely want 2 packets of mince. I learned this the hard way the first time that I made this, when I first moved into my house, because I only had 1 packet of mince and it was not enough. And this should do about 3 to 4 layers. So we do the meat, the white sauce, the pasta sheets, which don't need pre-cooking or anything like that either, so it's nice and easy. And then just repeat until you get to the top, and then we added cheese to the top as well. So this was dinner for the next day. I'm kind of tempted to make this again tonight now that I'm watching this back, because it actually tastes so good. It's one of my favorite things to have for dinner by far. And that was pretty much all of my main meals for the day. I did have obviously lots of snacky bits, sweet treats, that kind of thing, but I thought I would kind of just show you like the main meals in case you want any inspo for those. As I said, I'm not a pro when it comes to fitness, and I don't know, going to the gym, that kind of thing, but hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of inspiration if you're similar to me. But yeah, this serves about 6, I would say. It gives about 6 portions. I think me and Dan ended up having a little bit over a portion each, and then I saved the rest for my mum and dad. It's so delicious, and it keeps really well in the fridge as well, so it's actually really easy to meal prep. I think there's about 400 calories in a serving as well, so really, really healthy. And I think there's about 25 grams of protein too, so a good post-workout dinner. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, definitely let me know what videos you would like to see coming up, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.